Welcome, everybody. College football action. We're talking today with Ted Savransky, a.k.a. Teddy Covers, out in Vegas. And we're going to talk about the ATS value in the national championship game between Alabama and Clemson. And I watched an article and, a video, Ted, of you also talking about this game and breaking it down. And I've got some questions, got some things that are really interesting to me, and I wanted to get your take on it. And first and foremost, Happy New Year to you, and if you will, give me a little beginning to look at this game, how it's going to break down, and what you're maybe leaning on more than the other.
The first thing that I'm going to do for a national championship game of this nature, I'm going to look at what the two teams' weaknesses are. When you look at Clemson, well, you wonder how good their offense really is. When you watch the ACC and bowl season, just about every defense has been torched, literally. I mean, defense after defense has been absolutely torched. So you say to yourself, well, do we devalue Clemson's offensive stats because they were so dominant against all of these weak defenses? Maybe. And then, of course, from the Alabama side of the equation, you say, well, what is Alabama's weakness? Where is their flaw? And, of course, you look at the Crimson Tide, and every single loss that Alabama has suffered over the last 4 seasons has come to the exact same type of team. Teams that spread the field with a mobile quarterback, exactly what Clemson does. So the initial take is here, Clemson can beat Alabama. There's a scenario very real in which I can envision the Tigers being able to spread the field, move the football against a defense that has not performed well against these type of defenses. The only time they faced a good one this year was the game against Ole Miss. That didn't work out real well for the Crimson Tide. But at the same time, you have to wonder if Clemson is going to be able to get the stops and have the defensive depth. Clemson's defense, we're talking about a team that has one upperclassman as a backup. All the other 10 backups on defense are either sophomores or freshmen. They do not have a ton of defensive depth. And given the conference they come from, a conference that did not show well, as opposed to the SEC West, which was pretty dominant here in bowl season, there are concerns there. So there are legitimate cases to be made for both of these teams, and that's why we've seen this line bouncing around. There's one group that's been betting all the 6.5s up to 7, and there's another group who's been, I think, more aggressive, certainly over the course of the last 24 hours. And they're taking a lot of those 7s and betting them right back down to 6.5.
I saw that. And Ted, I wanted to ask you this too, because I had saw in one of your previous videos, because I'm a big fan. I love your work, and I mean that with all due respect. You had mentioned a great point. In the past national championship games, all right, they had 3 weeks to prepare. When you give Saban 3 weeks to prepare, I mean, that's almost like Belichick in the NFL, and it becomes almost impossible. With this new format, again, you brought it up to the light. Hey, they're getting 1 week like everybody else. That plays a big factor. So with that being said, what I wanted to bring up was knowing also that what you put out there about that spread offense that Clemson has, and that's the teams that have haunted Alabama. Is there somewhere inside you think Saban might go, you know what, I got to look at this closer, and I got to make some adjustments and some changes? And another big question here, is defensive coordinator Kirby Smart really fully in this game? Is his mind fully there? Is he even going to be on the sidelines? Do you have any updates on that?
Yeah, Kirby Smart has actually been taking heat from Georgia fans who want him to become the head coach right away. But he's going to be calling the plays for Alabama as a defensive coordinator in the national title game. And of course, we've seen so many coaches do this over the years. I don't think that it's a major distraction for Alabama, even though their coordinator will be departing immediately following this game.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And also, what I've noticed also in trends with the past, and I'm a Saban fan, I like the way he makes adjustments, plugs holes, and he does it in his coaching staff as well. This isn't a problem that he's not used to. Heck, everybody's trying to get one of his coaches, it seems like, year in and year out. So I think for him, it's just another hurdle, and I think they're a well-coached enough defensive team to where the rest of that staff will keep everybody solid. Ted, the question everybody's wondering, and we're going to put it out there and ask you, an official pick. I saw it -6.5 at 5 dimes not even 20 minutes ago. What will be, if you don't mind, throwing out your official pick on the big one, national championship ball game?
Well, it's hard for me to turn down the better quarterback plus a touchdown. And I'm a big Deshaun Watson fan. If you haven't watched him on the reg this year, you should watch him next Monday night. He's better than Jay Coker. I have to look at the Clemson Tigers plus the points.
Okay, and Ted, this is, again, first time I've really gotten to work with you and everything, and again, nothing but respect. What I like, and there's a difference I see in this game, and I think, and I know you're a numbers guy, you know your stuff. Where I think Alabama, because I'm a big Deshaun Watson fan. I'm from Gainesville area, Gainesville, Georgia, and I watched him in about 5 of his high school games, and I knew right then Clemson was getting a gem. This kid's the real deal, and he's a very, very well-groomed gentleman. I mean, he's absolute, treats you like with all respect, and he's never forgot where he's come from. And I agree, I think he's better than Coker, but I think the big advantage here, and I mean this, I think this will come down to coaching. I think Saban will out-coach Dabo Swinney. I just think he will. And again, a lot of people don't know, Clemson's coach, his home and his favorite team deep down is Alabama. Played there, went there, and had his first coaching experience there. But deep down at the end of the day, I've seen him from time to time let his emotions get the best of him on the sidelines with players. And I know Saban's done that a time or two, but he does it more constructively. But I think the fact of the experience with Saban in the national championship stage, I like them winning by 10 or more, and I know people are going to call me crazy, but I think this is a comfortable cover, and I'm putting mine out there. I'm going with Bama, and I'm looking forward to getting back with you again real soon, Ted.
Call you crazy. There's lots of people that love Alabama in this game, and pretty much, just about every sportsbook director I've talked to here in Vegas says they're getting two-way action on the game so far, so I don't think you're crazy, just a difference of opinion. I'll take the better quarterback plus the touchdown. You'll take the team with the national championship pedigree laying 6.5. How about this? Lunch next time?
Yes.
Based on this, a little wager?
You got it.
Steak? Dinner? What do you want?
I think we do the steak dinner. We do it steak dinner, and here's what we do. If I win, you fly me to Vegas, and I'll have the steak dinner there. If you win, I'll fly you to Costa Rica, and you can have the steak dinner on the water here in Costa Rica. How's that sound?
That's a significant wager. I like it.
Okay, we just stepped it up from a hamburger to a steak, now to a vacation. I love it. Ted, thanks for being with us. We look forward to talking to you again real soon.